It's Eric Nagel.
Segment 2 of the show. Eric and Jordan here with you, talking about television, movies, streaming updates, all the news that is fit to print. And as we start this segment, as always, we talk about things that we are watching, that we are reading, we are listening to, we are playing. Jordan, we start with you. What have you been doing this week?
I'm going to start off with what I've been listening to. I haven't really watched a ton of stuff. It's been kind of a light week, but I've been listening to some new stuff. I actually discovered recently that...
Your body?
Yeah, my sexuality. There's going to be a punk album tribute to Motorhead. It's called Killed by Death. It's a punk tribute to Motorhead.
Hold on. Is it like when they used to do those punk goes pop and it was all shitty bands that were like bad emo techno style bands that were doing punk music?
I was going through the list of who was on this, and I thought out of, I think, maybe 15 tracks, I can pinpoint maybe 4 of the bands. So
Okay.
I feel like it's not going to be a lot of, I mean, it could be good. I'm not going to say it can't be good.
Name names. Who?
The one I've been listening to is Pennywise. They cover Ace of Spades, and that's fantastic.
That's a legit band. Okay.
Very good. I believe Rancid does a song.
All right. So these are real then. All right. This is not what I thought it was going to be. You know what I was talking about, right?
Right. Yeah. Pop goes punk and
punk goes hip hop, punk goes country. And it's all these bands with like synthetic sounds and it's terrible.
Yeah, they're bad. But yeah, you got Sex and Death by Rancid. They're covering that. Lagwagon.
No, it's Sex and Candy.
Could you imagine? They still do Sex and Candy, but it's a Motorhead thing. Murphy's Law. And then after that, it's just a bunch of bands I've never heard of, like Wisdom and Change, Shoulders of Destruction, Love Canal. I mean, maybe they're big. I don't know. But yeah, Pennywise and I would say Rancid are the big ones. Ace of Spades done by Pennywise is actually really, really good. Like, I'm very surprised. I mean, it's not. So. I wouldn't think it would be hard to ruin that song, but you know, here we are. The other thing I was listening to, Rob Zombie's coming out with a new album soon. He released his first song called Punks and Demons. It's just Rob Zombie. It sounds good. It sounds fun. I enjoy it. So that's another one that's be fun to check out. I haven't been playing anything new lately. I didn't pick up Battlefield yet. I haven't had the time, so I didn't want to drop $70 on something that's just going to sit there. So I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart World on my Switch 2.
Nice. And
me and my brother were talking about this yesterday, and it's like, this is a game that it's fun to play. It's Mario Kart. Can't go wrong. But it's a humbling video game. Like, I thought I was really good at Mario Kart. I could kick ass on Mario Kart 8. I love playing those games. I can run through. I can beat everything. I'm on the highest level of everything. You play an online game in this level.
Beat everything, or you could beat your kids at everything.
I love beating the shit out of them in Mario Kart. That was one of the first video games
everywhere.
It was one of the first video games that I was teaching my kids how to play. Like, I would turn on the you can't fall off the level stuff, but I wouldn't let up on the fucking accelerator one bit. I beat their asses, and they have to learn how to play, and that's how they got good. In this, they've upped where you can have like 24 people playing online, and I don't think I've placed within the top 10 more than once. This game is humbling. People are brutal. You're getting hit by constant fucking shit because there's too many people on the game.
Right.
So you've got 24 people shooting red shells at you constantly. You're never going to get first. You're going to lose that to some little Korean kid or some Japanese kid. You can't understand his name because it's all symbols.
Yeah, I remember
but it's so fun.
The Mario Kart on the Wii, I think it was, where if you played in, real late at night, as soon as you start seeing the Asian names start showing up, like, I have no chance. I'm just going to sign off and go to bed.
Yep. Nope. So there's that. So I've been playing that a lot. I might add my my Nintendo little code on here at some point. People can join in if you guys want to play some Nintendo with me. That'd be fun. What I did watch, however, after last week's show was the season finale of Peacemaker season 2.
Yeah. And
I got to say, that was a steaming pile of shit. Like, I did not enjoy that last episode. It was like a weird vanity music video. It didn't even tie into
two of them. There were two concert performers.
Nelson of all bands, Nelson. And then the other band, Foxy
Carmichael, whatever the fuck name was. Yeah, that did the it's like, oh, how meta. They do the theme song and the opening credits for it. Yeah, James Gunn has a hard on for these, glamour rock gay bands and puts them all in there, and fine, we get it. The whole season was just, every episode was, to put it in a football term, where they should actually fall back a little bit and try to advance the ball over the line of scrimmage by making a pass, not hand it off and then try to run right through the center of the defense where you maybe got another foot. You wasted that kind of move. That's what it was. An entire episode to get to the last 2 minutes. It's like, what happened? He went through a door. Okay. Next episode, he came back out of that door, went to his door. Okay. What happened? He has to close the door. What happened here? We got to move the door. What happened here? We opened up the door in a different location. Like, that's what it was. Like, was this all one episode? No, this was 5 different episodes of nothing happening.
Yeah, like episode 7 was the penultimate episode. He went to the other side. You find out it's Nazi world. All kinds of crazy shit. There was a big twist involving his other version of his father and his brother. The brother looks like he's going to die. They're taking him out on a gurney, and it looks like, oh shit, he's going to come after him. Something bad's about to happen. And then nothing tied to that
episode for that last one.
Nothing was part of that episode.
Nothing.
All they did was, let's just go look at other worlds for a second. It was like a montage of shitty views.
The episode. We've moved on now. It's
like
the you guys, next day or 2 days or something.
I was so upset watching this entire thing. And I had watched it probably a good hour before you. And I was just like, I really want to fucking talk about this. I'm so mad right now. And then you watched it and I had fallen asleep. And when I woke up and I saw the text that you sent me, and I was like, oh, good. He thought the same thing about it.
What? Yeah. What did I say? Did I say
you were like, fuck this show or something like that? You were not happy with it.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I'm trying to think of what you said. It was just so not enjoyable. I was so mad about it.
I was. That whole last episode was a flashback to the fucking love story. Will they, won't they kind of nonsense. 2 rock concerts that meant nothing. And you see James Gunn standing in the audience while they're seeing the concerts. When they do the angle from the stage down to the people, you see James Gunn right there in the right corner, having a drink, partying with everybody while all this is going on. And then, the slight advancement at the very end to set up Superman. You had 8 episodes for a 30-second piece of footage that is setting up the next Superman movie and where it's going from there. Here's something new that James Gunn has done that pissed me off. And the people supporting this, fuck them too online. So James Gunn lies a lot.
Oh man, he is hyped so much shit that does nothing.
He does a lot. And it's not even misdirection. It's now flat out lying. He makes shit up. So I don't know if it was on those post-show podcasts or somewhere else where he said this, but he was talking about that last episode is going to be so mind-blowing. All the cameos.
An hour long, so many cameos.
Built all this up. Episode comes and goes. Majority of the people don't like the episode. You get fanboys coming around. Imagine watching this and getting upset because there wasn't a million cameos. That's good that there wasn't the cameos because that meant it concentrated on the story. No, it didn't. One, you have the show creator, the showrunner saying, here's what, we have all this stuff that we're going to deliver for the final. So he completely lied on that. People were upset that he lied about it. We're not necessarily upset that there wasn't it wasn't packed full of cameos. They weren't
care less about cameos.
Right. They were like, he fucking lies all the time. That's what people were upset about. You get people saying, oh, because you didn't get all these cameos that you wanted. No, asshole. Take fandom out of it, right? People who know DC content. If you are there new because you've heard hype about the show or you have HBO Max, whatever, and you started watching this show. If you came over because you saw the Superman movie, and you were told, oh, you should watch people. So if you're a casual fan, you're not even a diehard comic book, whatever. That doesn't matter. If you're a casual fan, which is what James Gunn was trying to bring everybody in. You saw the movie. We're releasing the movie on digital early so you can watch it, so you can get ready for Peacemaker and all that stuff. He's trying to bring in a bigger audience that doesn't normally watch this stuff. And you flat out lied to those people. They're like, oh, he said, like, if you saw James Gunn on somewhere on, I don't know, a show or an interview leading up to this episode, oh, I'm excited. There's going to be all these cameos there. He's promising all this cool stuff. And then the cool stuff isn't there. And then you get, the fucking super geeks going, you're upset because there were no cameos. You're not watching it for the right reason. Fuck you, dude. This isn't about the people who were diehards. It's about all the, the grandiose portion of the audience you were trying to bring in. How many times are they going to sit there and every time they look around, you're giving them the middle finger? They're not going to stay for the next thing, which I think is Lantern Corps.
Yeah, the Lantern Corps is next. And then the next Supergirl.
Right. So you got that shit coming. They're not going to hang around for that. And they're like, why? Is James Gunn behind that too? Oh, all right. So it's going to be a load of petted bullshit and lies that nothing's going to
Well, and he did
there.
this with Creature Commandos too. He's like, yeah, we're not going to do another season of Creature Commandos. This is going to be it. And then they renewed season 2.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. So do you not have faith in what you're doing, or do you just not want to tip your hand?
He's going through. It's like the old mindset of like radio teases and television cliffhangers. Oh, we can do that. You could get away with a television cliffhanger because you knew in May, that was the end of your season. You had the whole summer until right after Labor Day or somewhere in September. The season's going to come back for the next one. Pick up where it builds some kind of interest over the summer.
Unless you're Twin Peaks, and then you have to wait 25 years to get the.
Well, he kept doing cliffhangers at the beginning of the show and at the end. It's like you're
so funny.
He's an exception for all of that.
Sure.
But when you're doing all of this stuff here, it's like you're pissing off the squares, if you will. The common folk that are watching this shit. They're not going to come back to this stuff. They're going to lose interest in all this stuff. Especially, he lied about Peacemaker is going to be so crucial to going into Superman. Okay, the last 30 seconds was crucial. The rest
last
of the
30 seconds
had nothing to do with it. Plus, you started off this season where you were luring family audiences in there by having a drug-fueled orgy.
Sex orgy.
Yeah. So he goes and does these lies and stuff, thinking that, when it's revealed that, we're not doing a second season of Creature Commandos. Oh, we are doing. They're going to be like, oh, my God, this is great. That surprise mentality isn't there anymore. Yeah. If you said nothing and it was just left up in the air, like you don't know if it's going to come back or whatever, all of a sudden out of nowhere, they drop it like, hey, season 2 is coming. That's when people get excited. Or at a Comic-Con release where big things are going to be promised and promoted. Hey, we decided we're going to make this now. That makes big news and people are excited and will sit through a lot of bullshit until that comes out. Doing it the way James Gunn does it is just he's constantly telling everybody to fuck you. It's also constantly feels like at least like with the Nazi stuff and the white people stuff that he was portraying in there, it seems like it was a bit of a fuck you to the people that got him canceled to begin with from Marvel and everything, which in a way I kind of get, but doubling and tripling down on that stuff is like, all right, he overdid it. And then all the lies and everything. So whatever he was trying to do, I think kind of got ruined because he was spinning too many plates, lying about too many things, and then putting in a bunch of nonsense that didn't make any sense. You pissed off the common people coming in, you pissed off the people who are diehard fans of not Peacemaker, but like comic books or DC fanboys and stuff like that, where it's like, you're no better than what Marvel was doing. In fact, this was another thing I forgot too. Remember how he said we're closing the door on the multiverse stuff. We're going to start doing individual stories, which was great for movies, right? Mm-hmm. He's accelerated the multiverse shit with DC faster than Marvel's been doing it. Right. Like it's going like now there's this, now there's this, now there's this. You should have used the door stuff to end the multiverse where, all right, Peacemaker halfway through, he's tired of, he feels unlucky. He hates the world he's in. He leaves. That's the Snyderverse. He goes through a door, finds his brother and his dad and everything. I like it here. I'll stay there. Closes the door. That's the new DCU. That's you literally and figuratively
literally close the door on the past.
Close the door. Exactly. He could have done that. Now, if they ever had to go back for some reason to pull something from the Snyderverse or even further back from like the 90s with Keaton and all of that stuff, you have the doors. You could have went to another door and pulled it out and that would have made sense. It's showing you a hub of how to do all of this stuff. Didn't do it at all. fucked all of that up too. I mean, I didn't know when they were going through all the doors and you're seeing the different worlds. I had to go look it up because I don't know all of this shit, and was reading up. I'm like, oh, apparently that was accurate, like the Candyland version.
Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, all right, so that was at least legit reference to something. The thing with the spider with the skeleton head, I think belonged to something else. But it just seemed like they wasted all the time with the room with the doors. The technology comes from Darkseid. And I heard a clip of somebody calling, because you know how they spell Darkseid weird?
Mm-hmm.
Kept calling him Darkseid. And I think the guy,
he ain't no Muslim.
The guy, because it was one of those shows where they had like 2 or 3 other people there,
right? And
I think the other people on there were purposely not telling him how it is, so it sounded ridiculous, the whole thing, because it was only like a 6-7 minute clip. And he goes, yeah, so when Darkseid comes in through there, now you could see the other guys kind of go, mm-hmm. Yeah, when you know your friend's wrong and you don't correct them, that's what they were doing. But anyway,
that's perfect.
So yeah, it's teasing Darkseid. It's teasing some other things.
Who cares?
This apparently Salvation's is a prison planet, which I had to read up on that too, from what it was.
I had to know about it too, like, because he's not even pulling from like old storylines from like 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s.
This is something like from the
2015. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so like, who read those?
The prison planet makes kind of sense, but from what I was reading, the catch up stuff on that storyline, they were putting actual villains, not metahumans, the villains like the Joker and like all these villains. What's the big shark character from King Flash? Shark. Yeah, all of them were there on this planet as essentially a prison. But now it's changed that they're going to do all of this shit. And here's what else I didn't understand. So it's supposed to be a prison. Rick Flag's working with was working with the government, now is working with Luthor.
Which, by the way, his turn to like some weird comic booky villain type character happened in less than 15 minutes. Because he was pissy.
Luther or Rick Flag?
Rick Flag. Okay. Yeah. Because he was pissed off. He's lost his son. He knows who killed him. He's going through the grief. And in this episode, it's like weird, like he's laughing and enjoying himself, and it's like he became like really outlandish villain.
Doesn't seem like it's him. Somebody's imitating him, because the way all that led up, it was like he's seeking vengeance for his son that Peacemaker killed. That he's going through, I guess, when he's going through the doors, but he wasn't telling anybody. When they found the planet, you were thinking, oh, he's going to
find a version of his son. That's what I thought. You
were looking to find Rick Flag Jr. somewhere else, and no. Then it was going to be a prison, and now it's expanded more because now it's metahuman. So anybody with superpowers is going to get dumped onto that planet.
By the way, what a wasted cameo of Rick Flag Jr. in the Nazi world, where you saw him in one episode very briefly, and then he's never mentioned, like he's never brought up again. Like he just disappeared from that planet altogether.
I think they shot that cameo from, what was it, the first episode where he shows up? It's Nathan Fillion, right?
Fillion is Nathan Fillion is a Green Lantern. The other guy is
we had him on the show.
Joel Kinnaman.
Thank you. Yes, him. When Joel there, I think they filmed that while they were shooting Suicide Squad, and James Gunn,
they didn't know they were branching off into this
I think stuff. James Gunn knew.
I don't know.
Before it was public and everything, I think he was having those talks, because the way everything was shot, it's the exact same room. Because I went back and looked, exact same room, exact same scenarios. It's like, it looks like they shot this extra stuff,
maybe.
And then he just saved it and moved over. Because here's another thing that's fucked up: the continuity about getting rid of the Snyder stuff, and this is all new shit. Why did they change the ending of season 1 for the beginning of season 2?
Which was fun, right? And a good way to do it.
Right, but here's something else. They reference what's her name, Enchantress.
Yeah, she was
so that means Suicide Squad is part of the canon now. They were talking about the villains and stuff there. So if that's the case, then that means Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn and Jared Leto's Joker are canon for this.
Yeah.
Also, the one they keep calling Hardcore, but it's Harcourt.
Harcourt.
She's canon because she's in Black Adam.
Oh God, I know. Which makes Black Adam canon.
With Argus. So that means The Rock and Black Adam are part of canon, which also means Henry Cavill still is part canon somewhere in this thing here, then if that's all true, the Batman for this universe is still Ben Affleck. Like, you go further back, like, he did a terrible job trying to separate all of this shit. No, and he's picking and choosing, and it's all. After watching that episode, and then Friday, I was out doing a bunch of shopping, and I was by myself for many hours. Kids in school, people are working. I went, do all this stuff. I had this just sitting in my brain marinating, and I'm watching. Yeah, and then by Saturday, I'm looking up videos and reading up the backstories and things. And at one point, I put the phone down. And I went, I fell way too far into this to get this upset. A lot of people are very mad at everybody else for not liking it or hating it. Even like news outlets are giving it like out of 10. They're like, it was a 6. The finale was a 6. The season's great. Like, it's certified fresh, but this last one was all right. I'm just like, the only good episode was episode 7. That was 35 minutes long. Yeah. And you have James Gunn putting out comments shitting on people for it. And it's like, no, that was it. He's calling them racist now too because of the Nazi world stuff. It's like, oh, well, the ones who didn't even see where this was going, you can tell who's racist and who. It's like, I wasn't looking for diverse characters when the terrorist scene was going on. Yeah. I wasn't looking for like, well, why isn't that guy? Why are these all white people? Why is that people in the street not black? I wasn't looking for that. So I didn't think to look at it until later on when people started saying, oh, this is what was going on. And you go, I didn't know I was supposed to be looking for that. So that's why I didn't look at. Well, the fact that you didn't notice means you're racist. No, fuck off, dude. I'm watching a television show. Maybe because I didn't notice, I'm not racist. Like, maybe I shouldn't have to look for color everywhere I go. I just want to enjoy a story. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the story that I don't really know much about. I'm not sitting there and go, well, there's not enough diversity in this coffee shop scene. What's going on here? That's not my outrage over this nonsense. And then when the Nazi episode came out, he said something, James Gunn said something else too, that there were too many people that were actually enjoyed that episode. Like, liked it a little too much. And you're like, oh, fuck off, dude. You can't tell the audience they suck. And then when they do like something you do, you suck for a different reason. Yeah. He's ruined this whole thing. I know. And in very little time, like, he's barely touched anything yet. Yeah. One thing that happened that was actually really funny. So last week we talked about episode 7 and Nazi world and all this stuff. Well, I have a coworker. He was a little behind. Hi, I'm Ron Funches, and I am the mayor of Nazi world. I don't belong here. So I hope he does it. Ron, if you're out there, please do a mayor of Nazi world or president of Nazi world or something. I should message him. He's on my PlayStation. We'll play Overwatch every now and then. And I should just message him and be like, you need to be the mayor of Nazi world. And with no context. I'm just going to say it like that. And he's constantly trying to switch rooms because somebody's yelling one got out or something. That was so funny. That's another thing too. No payoff. None. Chasing that lady. That pool scene was terrible, but chasing that lady and they go, one got out, and you're like, oh, that's horrific. What does that mean? Are they in concentration camps? Are they in, I was thinking of, I was trying to figure out all the scenarios. I'm like, if they got out, it's like, you can't have the entire population of the world like that in a prison. So they got to be doing something. Right. And I immediately started thinking of Mordor, where they had all the slaves underground where they're cutting down trees and building stuff. So, yeah, my mind went to many weird places. But I was just sitting there like, well, I want to explore that. Is that going to be in episode 8? Can we find out what they're doing to everybody that's not white in the world? What did they do to these people? Nothing. Oh, yeah, we moved on. We're at the Nelson party boat cruise. Who the hell is Don't worry about the Waffle House on the other planet. It's not important. I know. So I had a coworker. He's listening to last week's episode a little bit later than live. And he was talking and he goes, yeah, so I'm listening to you guys talk about the Nazi storyline and YouTube. You know how YouTube drops in their commercials. Right in the middle of us talking about the Nazi episode, drops a commercial for Homeland Security. And it's talking about deportation, self-deportation, and all this stuff. And I'm like, this is bad timing. It's just like the algorithm has messed up and dropped this right in the middle of the wrong conversation, just to be taken out of context. And I just thought, that's kind of funny. It's really, really funny. Dade Murphy in the chat saying, this has been Gunn's MO since the beginning, feigning innocence while doing dirt. Just dropped the brother storyline as well.
Yeah,
well, the brother storyline, he's not fully dead. And everyone
but there's no plans to make a Peacemaker season 3 from what he says.
No, but Checkmate is now, which by the way, Checkmate is there way too early, but that's what they're doing now. So Checkmate and Peacemaker, they're not doing a show anymore, but from what people are piecing together, he's going to be part of the movies going forward. So Peacemaker is going to be upgraded to the movies. Checkmate's going to be upgraded to movies and specials and stuff like that. They just won't have a Peacemaker show anymore, but they'll be part of other things. I really was interested in seeing like what atrocities are happening on that planet. Thought he would, delve deeper into that. And everyone thought the brother was going to show up because the father's dead. They thought what's his name? His ninja friend. Not Avenger.
Why can I pull that out of my head?
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
They thought they did a body swip. I'm
Flip,
crashing
flip.
From the energy.
You're getting that energy
down.
drink crash.
Thought there was a body switch where the one Vigilante. Thank you, Dade,
yes,
where the otherworld Vigilante is with us, and then our Vigilante is over in that other world. The brother was still alive. The brother's pissed. The brother obviously is a Nazi.
Right.
The father was not, which I will applaud. James Gunn.
Great plot twist.
Was a great switch where he's like, look, I know. He's like, I had nothing to do with this. And the world sucks. I'm trying to. He said, I am only trying to control what I can, which is him taking out monsters.
Great speech.
And all that stuff. And he's like, I can't do anything about the people, but for the people that are here, I can do my best to try to keep them safe. Was a great twist. And then having Vigilante just stab him like right. It was so fucking.
I thought it was great.
Who was there was somebody else that they used to mimic online and stuff that you would fall in love with a character and he'd kill him immediately because you loved him.
Oh, that was
it George R.R. Martin?
No, it was what's his face that did Buffy and Serenity.
Oh, Josh Whedon?
Josh Whedon used to do that, where it's like with Coulson in Avengers. Like you've built up this character, he's so lovable, there's no way, and they're dead. Josh Whedon is notorious for killing off characters that you love, associate with, or feels like doing. Oh, you know what? No, you're right. It was Jesus. My bad.
No, Jesus could only do that once.
Jesus was the sacrifice.
Yeah, he did the old Daffy Duck magic trick where he's like, it's a great performance, but I could only do it once.
Right.
No, but there was some writer or director where you fall in love with a character and they immediately kill him off because you like the character. Anyway, point being, this is a whole bag of shit for Peacemaker. So
yeah, did not.
Do you have anything else you need to say about Peacemaker?
No, I didn't. Like I said, didn't do much this week. Did you watch anything else other than Peacemaker?
I watched the John Candy documentary.
Oh, I still haven't gotten to it.
It's available on Amazon Prime.
Is it good?
So good.
Oh,
so good. And I got to tell you, a bit emotional in certain parts.
I'm afraid of that one because I love John Candy.
There was I was waiting for something dark other than he had personal demons because his dad died when he was so young.
Mm-hmm.
And his mom and his family refused to acknowledge past that point when his dad was died. They never talked about him again. They never wanted to work through it. And that built up in him for so long that he became, you see it in his characters and you see it when you see the stuff behind the scenes with him and his family. He was so fucked up for the fact that nobody wanted to talk or acknowledge that his dad died that it just messed with him his entire life. And he became the dad that he never had and thought he would have with his kids and all of stuff. Like he figured out home movies early on. He bought he got a lot of this stuff. I didn't realize he bought a Canadian football team.
Oh, wow. Really?
He was a co-owner in a Canadian football team with Wayne Gretzky and one other person.
Was it the Montreal Alouettes? I'm just kidding.
It was the Ferrajakas. And no, he was an owner, but he would go and do promotions when he wasn't doing movies. He would get on flights and fly all around Canada to promote the league.
That's awesome.
He's an owner of a team, but he would go for the league. And they're showing footage of they have their version of the Super Bowl. I think it's called the Great Cup. And
everything's so weird there.
when they came out, thank you, Tom, the Toronto Argonauts. And they're showing this footage. The Argonauts get to the Grey Cup game. And just like football, they announce the coach or whatever. The team comes out. The crowd's going crazy. So you see the team come out. The coaches come out. John Candy was not one of those owners that stayed up in the press box because how terribly cold Canada is. Right. During the games, he was out on the sidelines. Like there were TV reporters were talking to him. He's out there in a heavy coat. They're like, usually the owners are up there, and he goes, "Yeah, I don't really." And he's like, "I'm down here with the team." He made it seem like he was part of the team to the team.
That's awesome.
He comes running out. The big grandiose entrance. The team players come out. The coaches come out. He comes walking out. That place went nuts when he walked out. And he's an owner of one team, but the whole fucking stadium goes nuts as they introduce him coming out. John Candy just walks out onto the football field and the whole place is standing ovation like Tom Brady or somebody walked out.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they go through his career, everybody he worked with. You're waiting for the shoe to drop. It's like, where's the dark stuff? Where's the, that tone? Because it's a documentary.
It's like a behind the music thing where you're just like, but then they had turmoil.
All the dark stuff was him internally. He never did it to anybody else. He never showed it. He always seemed jovial, but you saw it towards the end of his career. He got really big. He wouldn't stop the drinking. He wouldn't stop, the eating. He would go out to fancy steakhouses and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Dave Thomas. No, was it Dave Thomas or Eugene Levy? One of the two was talking about being over at his house, and a friend of John Candy's in real life, a real life friend, not like an acting friend or something, saw him on something, called him up just sincerely to talk to him. It's like, hey man, it's like, you don't look pretty good. I'm worried about you. You got to take care of yourself. And he's like, no, like he's nice, whatever. Gets off the phone, walks over to his Rolodex, takes the guy's information out, rips it up, and just throws it into the garbage can. Jeez. And I forget if it was Dave or Gene who was sitting there talking to him. And he goes like, so, and he goes, and he never talked to him again. He's like, that was it. Like that's everything else he could handle. But if you told him how to live his life, you were dead to him.
Well,
so. But
yeah, I'm gonna definitely watch that. I loved him, and every year I watch The Great Outdoors, and it feels like every time it's the first time. Like it's just so funny.
He talked about they got Macaulay Culkin in there.
Oh yeah.
And they were talking about him in Home Alone, but Uncle Buck and
this fucking
John. He was talking about John, and he goes, John sort of became whatever project he was working on. If there was kids, he became sort of a surrogate father to the kids on set because he was making sure that they weren't doing too much if they were acting or whatever. When they were off for lunch, he's like, "You guys good? Do you need this?" He was making sure that kids were being kids; they were allowed to be kids. John Hughes, is it John Hughes that wrote Uncle Buck?
I think so.
Said there's a line in there, and they show the clip where he's sitting in like the guidance counselor's office of the school, and the teacher or whoever is talking about his 6-year-old niece, and she's saying she's so disappointed, and she's like, she doesn't take anything seriously. She's not taking her academic career seriously. She's a dreamer. She's mindful. She goes off into these things there, and she does this whole speech like this kid's a piece of shit. And John Hughes is just sitting there taking in, and then he retorts with all that, and he goes, he's like, she's 6 years old. He's like, I don't want to know a 6-year-old that takes their academic career seriously. I don't want to know a 6-year-old who's not dreaming, who's not playing, who's not doing and he throws it all back into this lady's face. John Hughes was saying, he goes, this is how he was with a lot of things. And apparently on Uncle Buck was where the Macaulay Culkin story started happening with his dad. Like his dad's a piece of shit.
Dad's a real asshole. Yeah.
John noticed something wrong during the shooting, and he walked over and he's like, you okay? Everything good at home? What's going on? And kind of pieced some things together and was kind of instrumental in helping Macaulay and the family and stuff, with the father being as shitty as he was. Would always call and check on them and everything. And Macaulay tells a story, and he goes, I was waiting. He's like, I thought, because he started acting, he was 6 years old with John Candy. And he goes, I'm in my teens now. I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to get to see him again and show him me as a teenager and how better my life is without the dad involved and all that. And never got the opportunity. He's like, that was taken away from me. I've never had a chance to really show him how much my life got better from all that. So you're sitting there and go, nobody has anything terrible to say about this guy.
Right.
And you never see that portrayed anywhere.
No.
That it's 100% positive. And except, here's something funny. Somebody shows me an Opie clip that Opie saw the documentary. It was from his live stream. And he's talking about, he's like, yeah, it's good and what have you. Opie always tried to pride himself as he's a documentary guy. Like this is like high level educational art on his part, right? There's some scenes with Steve Martin in there. And Steve is doing what Steve does. He's shitting on John Candy, but in the right way. Right? And if you know how this is all going, you're sitting there and it sounds like he would be saying terrible things about a person. And he is, but it's the right terrible things to say about a person. Because when you know who he's talking about, you start laughing a little bit and you go, all right, yeah. Because there's things with Bill Murray too, where he was saying some stuff that you would think, wow, John Candy's a piece of shit. But because they were friends or whatever, it makes perfect sense that person would say that, right? Ope took it literally. It's like, yeah, Steve Martin came off kind of a dick. I'm like, oh my God, he doesn't know how to, whatever. I'm moving on from Opie stuff, but yeah, it was just frustrating. It's fantastic. It's available on Amazon Prime. Go and watch it. It's like an hour or something. It's good. It's really good. It's very well done. You'll enjoy it from start to finish. And there's stuff in the credits too. Okay. And there's a scene at the end of the credits.
Woodpit, he quotes one of my favorite lines. One of my favorite lines of Uncle Buck. He goes, "Here's a quarter. Go down and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face." Yeah. But what makes that quote better is that after that he goes, "Good day to you, madam." And it's just like, this is one of those like, I said good day moments. And it's just like, I love that line because before that, when he met her, he was just like, hi, I'm Buck Melaloma. Molly Russell's wart. No, not her wart. Not her wart. I'm the wart. She's my tumor. Oh my God, my growth. Like he just does it so well. Yeah. Melanoma's head's coming. Oh, I'm Uncle Maisie Russell's uncle. And I'm just like, Uncle Buck. The way he delivers lines and the way he was so jovial about things and, oafish, like even when he did something as simple as the security guard of Wally World being held up by a BB gun and going all those rides, just, he was so good at everything. And it's so good. Uncle Buck, the scene where he's scaring the girl's boyfriend by busting in with the drill like that. But it was like the wrong door, like wasn't the guy or something like that. It was so funny. And then him making the pancakes with the snow shovel in the kitchen. Yeah, you should see the size of the toast. You ever heard of a ritual killing? I don't get it. Well, if you keep gnawing on her face in public like that, you'll be one. Like the laugh that he did back to that guy was so fucking good. Yeah, Bagsley. Anyway. Cool Runnings was a great movie. One of my favorites is Summer Rental. Summer Rental's really good. Love Summer Rental. Even, you know what? I have a new appreciation for Canadian bacon. I love Canadian bacon. Both the food and the movie. Yeah. Great Outdoors is one of my favorites. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. One of the few Thanksgiving movies that are out there that are really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just so good. He was in JFK. You're right, Woodpit. Yeah, he was good in JFK. Stripes. So good. What was the one where he was a writer? He was like a murder writer, and then everything he was writing was coming true. Was it Only the Lonely or Who was Harry Crumb? That's what it was. Is that what it is? Who was Harry Crumb? Okay. Yeah. So good. So go watch all of that stuff. All right. What's out right now in theaters? You got Good Fortune, Black Phone 2. I never watched Black Phone 1. I got to go do that. It's good. And Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which I'm hoping might be good. They're doing a limited release just to get out in the theaters for Oscar contention, but it'll be on Netflix, I think, the first week of November. So okay. But it looks good. It's getting a lot of really good reviews. Delirious. That's the one. Oh, wait. Delirious is the writer one. Okay. Harry Crumb he's the detective. Okay. You're right. I forgot about Delirious. He's like the bumbling son of a famous detective or a famous businessman or something. That's right. He's always bumbling. All his movies are him bumbling. So much fun.
Yeah, so in theaters, Good Fortune, Black Phone 2, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, available on Netflix, the new version of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Over on HBO Max, The Chair Company, which I think I remembered wanting to watch that.
Yeah, it just came out.
All about it.
I heard people are saying good things about that one. Tim Robinson's funny. So
this one's surprising. Over on Disney Plus Hulu, Something Wicked This Way Comes is on there.
Yeah, that is one that was very hard to get a hold of. It's from 1983. Jonathan Pryce, Tim Robards. It's one of my favorite.
Or Vincent Price?
No, Jonathan Pryce. Vincent Price was dead, I think, by then. It was one of my favorite kind of like pseudo scary kids movies from Disney. I think it's based off a Ray Bradbury book or story.
Right.
It's so good, and it was hard to find. You couldn't find physical media
in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and so it's really good. It's about like a traveling like circus sideshow thing that comes into town and just wreaks havoc.
I remember it. I think I saw it once as a kid, but like I don't really remember anything about it.
So that's streaming, and that's a good one. So if you're looking for something you can watch, probably with the kids and kind of still be kind of like a scary movie for Halloween, that's one of my favorites. I still got to show my kids that one, but it's good.
You have that. And then over on Video on Demand, which I'm purchasing because I'm going to have to, Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie.
Nice.
Which apparently for the cost of the movie and what it actually did, I think they're making a second one.
Oh, nice.
So it did well for the kid stuff. So I'm going to get that so the kid can watch it. And then The Strangers Chapter 2.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
It's another one of those supposedly scary movies. They've been doing anthology versions of it, so they're like doing different chapters. None of them are doing good. Like those movies aren't doing well.
Gotcha. Let's see. Coming out oh my god, we're getting close to Halloween.
I know.
Next week is 20. I don't have anything I think on my list for next week.
Yeah.
No.
What's coming? Anything?
I was saying I don't see anything until the end of the to the end of the month.
Yeah, we're starting to get into everyone's going to be holding things for holiday release. You know, November is going to have a few things, but I think December is going to come in strong. So,
all right. So with that being said, let's move over to Jordan with the news.
New York Comic Con was last week, and you wouldn't know it. There wasn't a lot of talk. There was some announcements, but as far as big news coming out of a pretty prominent Comic Con, there wasn't a ton. So we're going to go through some highlights. Marvel had a few things. They showed a new trailer for Wonder Man. That's coming out in January of 2026, starting off a very packed Marvel year.
Does anyone care about Wonder Man?
I don't. And the trailer made me care a little bit more, but honestly, it's not a character that I care about.
But they're swapping the character. It's a race
swapping. But I think the way the trailer made it seem is that they're race swapping, but there's a reason for it. Like there used to be a Wonder Man, and now they're recasting Wonder Man. So he's like, why not me? You know. So I get it, but I don't care.
But Wonder Man was supposed to be a Superman-like version for Marvel or something, kind of, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't care or know enough about Wonder Man to care about it. He was like I think a superhero that was also an actor.
Drunk?
Yeah, okay. A drunk and a filth. So there's that. They did show
essentially picture Andy Capp with a cape.
God, wouldn't it be great? I love his fries. There's Daredevil Born Again Season 2. They showed some footage in-house. They weren't planning on releasing a trailer for it until Kristen Ritter posted the bootleg trailer on her Instagram. So she leaked the fact that there's a trailer.
I think that's by design.
I think so too. She's the young upstart. She's the Jessica Jones. So season 2 is coming March of 2026.
Over there, I have it's kind of a purplish poster of her office, her detective agency office, and the background's kind of purple because it's just showing the eyes of it used to be Purple Man in the comics, but they call him Kilgrave and all that. That thing's kind of cool. It's signed by Kristen Ritter and David Tennant.
That's very cool. I didn't hate Jessica Jones. I liked the series, not as much as I did enjoy. I hated Iron Fist. What was the other one? It's not Power Man. It's Luke Cage. So I liked Luke Cage. I think they're bringing him back for Daredevil. So
what a cute couple.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah. All right.
So they showed some footage from that. It looks really good. They've teased they're also doing a season 3 of Daredevil Born Again, which is good. So that'll be fun. X-Men 97, the cartoon that we all loved and then disappeared because I guess the director or showrunner, was an asshole. I don't know. Who knows? There's two sides. Who knows? He's an asshole. Season 2 is coming summer of 2026. And they also said that they're going to do a season 3 and that has been confirmed. So that should be fun. I love that first season. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is a show that I wasn't going to get into. And then I started watching it. It's actually really good. Another cartoon is getting a season 2, and that's coming out fall of 2026. And then the Vision Quest, the third movie in the unofficial trilogy of WandaVision.
Wasn't that the underwater show where Jonathan Brandis died?
Sequest. Okay. With the damn talking dolphin.
Yeah.
We're getting Vision Quest in 2026. They didn't give a release date, just a window. So that's possibly going to be a winter release, the way they're stacking the things. It takes place with the Wiccan, the son that came back in Agatha All Along. He's going to be in there along with his brother that he was looking for. And then the White Vision that took off at the end of WandaVision.
Why got to be white?
Point, he doesn't, he plays a lot of hockey. But we're going to see a couple different versions of Vision in this, and that'll be like rounding out the trilogy of WandaVision, Agatha, and this new Vision Quest.
Is Wonder Man a movie or is it going to be a TV series?
I think it's a TV series.
Okay.
There are no Marvel movies coming out until Doomsday.
At all?
At all. There's no more Marvel movies until Doomsday.
Wow.
Yeah, there's nothing being released, nothing of that stuff. So... but that was the Marvel stuff. DC had something that I didn't really see much on DC. They were doing a lot of comic stuff.
Sorry. If no movies coming out till.
No, I'm sorry. Spider-Man, but that's Sony. Spider-Man, I think, is summer.
Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out in the summer of 2026,
July.
But it's still tied into everything, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but
it's not like Morbid Time, where all that shit comes out and has nothing to do with anything. But all right, so if that's the case, then you don't get Doomsday until December 18th. So you're going a year without anything.
Yeah. So you're getting the Spider-Man in July, and then December is Doomsday. So that's what I'm thinking. Vision Quest is probably going to hit like October, November, just to kind of before Doomsday.
Okay.
But that's it. DC didn't really launch anything. They just finished up like we talked about, season 2 of Peacemaker. They didn't really have much to show for Supergirl, which is their next property. And then obviously they just announced that they're doing another Superman movie, but there's really nothing much to show, except this is something that I found that I actually very much enjoy, because you and I have both said that we both love the DC Comics cartoons, the Warner Brothers animation cartoons.
Yeah, the Batman movies are great. Yeah.
So they announced a major animation film project adapting the iconic 1990s comic book storyline Batman Nightfall, which is actually very, very good.
Okay, I don't know that.
Yeah, so the epic story will be told across multiple part film series. The first movie, titled Batman Nightfall Part 1, it's currently in production and is scheduled for a 2026 release. The plot of the first film centers on the mysterious villain Bane freeing Batman's entire rogues gallery.
Does he talk like the old movies?
Like the Harley Quinn cartoon, or like the Bane from the
I mean, it's essentially
Nolan film.
What are you doing,
Roy? You merely adopted the dark.
How many times do you have to touch my chair? I want to go back and watch the Harley Quinn.
The first 2 seasons they're all good, but the first 2 seasons were so incredibly good. That fucking little girl gets knocked into it every time.
It makes me laugh every time.
So yeah, that's what we're getting out of DC. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, overall, very quiet New York Comic Con. I saw some stuff from NECA that was not bad. As far as stuff I want to purchase. But
that's why I didn't really want to go. It just didn't seem. Look, there were a lot of big names and but they were there by the companies that do the photographs and the autograph stuff. They weren't there in a work capacity to promote anything, to get any interview stuff. I looked at it, it's just it is not. I don't think think I'm going to skip. I think this is the first time, other than the pandemic,
that you wanted to actively skip it.
The 2021 didn't exist. So,
yeah.
But I think this is the first time since 2014 that we didn't go because it just didn't seem worth it. And unfortunately, it's, to my theory that the cons just don't deliver what they used to anymore.
I remember last year, and I had a feeling that was going to happen this year with you not wanting to go, is that last year I remember you had you had a schedule of a few interviews, and then you had one that was actually scheduled, but it was on Sunday. And this was like Saturday afternoon. You're going, I'm on my way back. I'm on the train. I have something scheduled for tomorrow, or I can get a kind of a big name scheduled for tomorrow. I don't want to go back. I don't want to do this because it's not worth my time to do all this, to go to the train station, go in, park, do all this stuff just to do the. I'm not going. And I'm sitting there going, I mean, the name was pretty big, but I don't blame you. There was just no reason to go. Doing
all those shows and what have you for like 4 days in a row, it's very tiresome, but it's worth it for the effort you put in. What you get out of it is fantastic. Towards the halfway point of last year, I was seeing what's coming. I go, I don't know if this is even worth it anymore because the amount of it's not like you had the interview rooms in the center of the pavilion anymore. They made another building next to it that's like 8 stories. That you got to walk across the entire pavilion, go up 8 stories to wherever to go to do that thing for 10 minutes, then come back down. It just got to the point where it was so physically and mentally taxing that you were waiting hours in between all of this stuff. It's like, this isn't worth doing anymore.
Right.
And doing it all by myself, if I had I would have felt bad, probably worse if I had, producers or stuff with me to do all this stuff. And we're just sitting around all the time waiting and walking, several blocks, just trying to get quick interviews.
Yeah.
It was not worth it anymore.
But quiet New York Comic Con. They said attendance was there, but I just don't feel like there was anything worth coming out of that. Like they didn't really announce much. They showed a few things, but there was really not much. So a big surprise, however, today, South Park quietly ended season 27, 5 episodes in, and jumped into season 28 with a new episode roasting Peter Thiel. Apparently the 6th episode of this year, which aired this past Wednesday, was the first episode of season 28, and no one knew that was going to happen. The reason behind the decision to end season 27, which was originally expected to have 10 episodes, is unclear. Fans of the long-running satire will get 4 additional episodes this year. If South Park co-creator Matt Stone stick to the schedule they outlined, we should have 4 more. Fans have been speculating about the start of the new season after seeing television listings that coded Wednesday's episode as the first of season 28. The new episode, called Twisted Christian, acted as the continuation of season 27's plot, with President Trump grappling with the consequences of impregnating his partner Satan. They touch on things like the viral 6'7" slang, which I hate. But that's it. Like, I don't know why all of a sudden they decided to do that. It personally doesn't make no sense. The only theory I have is that even though they signed a big deal, especially right when the big merger was happening, I think these episodes are starting to piss people off in high places. So they're maybe fulfilling a contract, shortening seasons, and then we'll probably move on to something different. And someone else might pick them up.
Probably because of the mergers. Mm-hmm. And so they had an issue, to recap, they had an issue why the season started later because negotiating with Paramount, because they were undergoing that merger where that other company was taking over Paramount.
Mm-hmm.
Skydance. They got all that settled. They got everything done. They've canceled Colbert. They got South Park signed. They paid whatever for the CBS 60 Minutes issue, and then got FCC approval for their merger. Now they turn to look that they're looking to buy Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
They're seriously, what are they doing? An exploratory thing or whatever, looking to make an attempt to buy Warner Brothers, which will be a huge other ordeal. And if South Park's pissing other people off, that could be it too, because there's another merger going on. I don't know. None of this makes any fucking sense. Or if they're just doing it to fuck around like Matt and Trey do to piss people off, higher up in that company. I mean,
could you imagine they signed this big deal? They're contractually obligated to do this, and they're putting out the most inflammatory episodes about everybody. I mean, they had a Charlie Kirk episode that they ended up pulling after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. They have every episode is centered on just pushing as much against Trump as possible. Now they're talking about other people. Like, I mean, at some point, when does that become a problem for them? I mean, I don't think it's going to be a problem. They've made all their money. They're good.
They had multiple $500 million deals in the last 5 years. They're good.
So very interesting, very random. Especially, I've never seen anything jump from one season to the next between episodes like that. Usually, there's a big gap, especially with South Park. So very.
I haven't seen the last episode.
I didn't watch it yet either.
Do we know? Was it part of the content that the seasons changed, or did they just say it's like online? Oh, this is the new season. It's just a numerical labeling schedule change for the seasons. Does it actually affect what's going on in the content of the show?
It's a continuation of the storyline that's been going on for the last couple.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if the story's reflecting that it's a new season, or if this was just something that they.
I think they just said, let's go ahead and label it, and now it's season 28. Like there was no real reason to end it that way. You know what I mean? So who knows? We'll see.
All right.
K-pop Demon Hunter. I don't know if you've heard of it. I've never spoken about it ad nauseum, but
boy band, right?
Boy band, correct. They are now putting the sing-along back in theaters around Halloween. Again. So yeah, this is nuts. Netflix is bringing K-pop Demon Hunters, the K-pop Demon Girl, whatever, back to the big screen for a Halloween-themed sing-along screening. So costumes are encouraged. The streamer wrote in a press release. It'll play from October 31st through November 2nd, and all three major theatrical change. That's the biggest issue. Well, not the issue, but
is it themed around Halloween, or is there changes in the film that are Halloween based?
No, they're just telling people you can dress up like the characters, and now
so they're building a new atmosphere around seeing the movie. Yeah. Okay, so it's not like added content where there's
no new content. Okay. It's just the exact same movie, same sing along, but now it's like come dressed up as your favorite characters and just get more money out of it. The big thing is that Regal and Cinemark are going to be holding it, which is fine. That's what they did last time. The big change though is AMC is going to play it, and AMC is notoriously pushed against A, Netflix, and B, putting anything streaming into their theaters. How can
they pushed against it the last time? That?
Huh?
How can they discriminate on that they don't want this company's movie?
They can do it all they want. They did it the last time, and then the movie still made $18 million in 2 days with the last sing-along that they put in. So they are like, yeah, we're going to miss out on money if we don't allow this to happen. So now that they're going to put it out for another couple of days, AMC jumped in the bandwagon, and they're going to put it in their theaters as well. So I expect that to probably make a good chunk of money, especially around that time. So we'll see. The other story is that you may actually not see a live action version of K-pop Demon Hunters anytime soon. Maggie Kane, the creator and co-director of the hit Netflix film, talked to BBC along with her co-director Chris Applehans about what comes next. One thing which they didn't sound so sure about is putting out a live action version. This is a quote: "There's so many elements of the tone and the comedy that were suited for animation. It's really hard to imagine these characters in a live action world. It would feel too grounded, so totally it wouldn't work for me. One of the great things about animation is that you make these composites of impossibly great attributes. Rumi can be doing a goofy comedian act, and then singing and doing a spinning back kick at the second later, and then free falling through the sky. The joy of animation is how far you can push and elevate what's possible." I remember they adapted a lot of different animes, and oftentimes it just feels a little stilted. This is something I've actually agree with, where there's a lot of titles like cartoons that you shouldn't make live action.
Right.
There's a rumor, and I've seen some rumblings, and I'm trying to find out if this is true or not, that they're looking to make a live action version of the Jetsons with Jim Carrey. And I don't know if that
too old to be George Jetson.
That's part of it, is like he's too old to be George, and I don't know if this is a property that people want to see in live action. I think you've missed the group of people that grew up with the Jetsons in the 60s and 70s.
The 80s would have been the time.
The 80s or even early 90s. when Jim Carrey was as young
because
and
the Jetsons
up-and-coming.
movie, they had an animated Jetsons
I
movie.
love that movie.
I don't know if it was late 80s or 90s, but it was somewhere in that window.
It was the 90s.
And did well, you know?
Yeah, it's when they went to go work at the far away. He quit Spacely Sprockets and went to go work for that other
Cogswell
company.
Cogs.
No, it wasn't even Cogswell Cogs.
Oh, yeah, it was the other
like
thing.
the Lunar Colony or something like that.
But like around that time in the 80s, they had the Jetsons Meet the Flintstones movie. They had the Jetsons movie. And that was the time. Doing that now, just like they announced a couple weeks ago, a second Simpsons movie is coming out.
Coming 2027.
I will watch it because I've been with this long enough, but you're way past the time. Even when the last movie came out in 2007, you still were a decade off from riding the popularity of having a movie. Like you should have had the second movie around 2007, but doing the first movie there and then 20 years later, you're doing a second one. Okay.
Yeah, and like the voice cast is already stretched as it is. Like,
dude, there's videos online where they're all talking about Julie Kavner's voice being terrible
rough.
for Marge. It's like just get somebody else. If you're gonna keep this going, get somebody else to do Marge's voice. Make her the mom or Patty. Make her Patty and Selma, but have somebody else come in as Marge.
Yeah. So we're getting that. But yeah, there's just certain properties I don't think that should be translated from cartoon to live action, especially this late in the game. I think there's a lot of movies that could be done better as animation. I always thought that, like, my favorite books were the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. They tried doing a gunslinger movie with Idris Elba. It was a horrible movie. My thought is instead of doing a TV show or which they're planning on doing, or even a movie of that series, why not make it an animation? Make an animated series like they did with Spawn back in the late 90s that HBO put out. You can make it gritty, you can make it bloody, and you can animate it, and it would be great. So there's a lot of things that can go animation, but I just don't think a lot of animation translates well to live action. And I think they're right. These creators for K-pop Demon Hunters is right. Like, it's so over the top as a cartoon. How would you translate that into a live action and make it somewhat believable to a point where it would be a good show? So we will see. This one's a little more political, but we'll go into it. Netflix, BBC, and others recently sent a legal letter over Israel film boycott signed by Joaquin Phoenix, Olivia Colman. A lot of companies have come out and a lot of actors have come out and basically said, let me see if there's any. Okay, so here's the letter from a UK lawyer for the Israel states that the boycott, which has been backed by Hollywood stars, including Joaquin Phoenix, Emma Stone, Olivia Colman, and Mark Ruffalo, is a breach of the UK's Equity Act and may have to knock on impact on financing and insurance. The Equity Act of 2010 is key legislation in the UK protecting against racism and discriminatory treatment, states the letter, which has been seen by Variety. If the UK television and film industry colludes with acts contrary to this legislation, organizations are themselves likely to be in breach. It also creates a dangerous precedent, one that condones the exclusion of individuals and or organizations based solely on their nationality, ethnicity, and or religion. So they're basically saying if you're going to work with Israel, it's going to open you up to litigation because they're, anti, Palestine, this and that, and now they're trying to boycott Israel altogether.
Hey, Hollywood could go fuck itself, because Hollywood does a lot of shit with places. The government does too, but they do a lot of shit with places that are less than ideal. They kowtow to China for their movies because they switch the posters and the promotional stuff. They don't let black actors anywhere near there to do any promotion. They'll welcome
I think
Asian
they have the movie Panther out there instead of Black Panther.
Yeah, they'll let Asian and white actors go over to Hong Kong and in those areas to promote everything. If there's black people on the posters, they either have to be removed or in the back, the far back of the poster there. They got to make certain edits based on content to show over there. So you give a shit about what's going on in China, and then you do stuff with Saudi Arabia.
All the time.
A lot of those movie studios have investors from Saudi Arabia, not just like the royal family, which they do, but companies based out of Saudi Arabia that have interests or, at least a say in some of the stuff a lot of these media companies do. So you do business with them, you do business with China, but Israel's the fucking problem. Look, I understand right now a lot of people aren't happy with what Israel was doing or whatever, and some people are defending it. It's sort of a 50-50 split throughout the world on this shit. But when you start pulling that, well, we can't work with them because they're doing these things. You're taking money from other places that are far worse than what's going on here. But this is where you're going to make the stand on because the actors are out there saying this because they're, the political correctness of, the organizations that they're all in. This is how they feel right now. It's like, all right, then do it. If that's where you're going, then take a stand on the other places too. Don't just think, well, this is the one what we're doing right now because this is the one that's in the news. Everybody knows about your China shit. Do something about that. Do something about Saudi Arabia. People already have been vocal about Saudi Arabia. WWE fans not happy with that deal.
What's his name? Tony Khan. He was the one
that's AEW.
So he is under the impression people are going to be okay with the Saudi Arabia bit and will still travel there to watch the show. And I'm like, that's kind of a delusional.
But Tony's with AEW. That has nothing to do with WWE.
Well, he commented on it. Like that's what he was saying. Okay. He's like, look, people are still going to go and do this. People are still going to pay to go out there and watch WrestleMania. And I'm sitting there going, I don't think you're as right as you think you are. Like the super rich, maybe, but you're not going to get the same people.
You're not going to get. Here's what you're not going to get. You're not going to get families from Western countries going there. You're not going to get a lot of Americans showing up there to be in the stands for these events.
No.
And, oh, wait, did you mean Nick Khan?
No, Madeline Khan.
Oh, Madeline Khan.
Flames!
No, I was trying to think of her fucking song from...
Yes, Nick Khan.
From...
I'm so tired.
Blazing Saddles. Yes, yeah. Thank you.
I love that song.
Yeah, Nick Khan is the guy who oversees TKO, which is the one that runs WWE and UFC. Yeah, but people got upset with the WWE stuff, and you're going to see that. They're already seeing the ESPN deal is not what they were hoping.
I was actually thinking this in my head at the same time. I was like, Khan Noonan Singh? But yes.
They put wrestlers in our bodies. They're already seeing that the ESPN stuff isn't off to a great start.
No.
People are not paying for it.
Did you hear anything about the one they just had in Australia? I've heard nothing about it.
Crown Jewel?
Not a thing has been.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people telling me to get a VPN and watch Netflix over in England, and you'll be able to watch it without.
Shit, you're not wrong. I didn't even think about that.
So I'm definitely going to do that. I didn't watch the last two pay-per-view PLEs because I wasn't going to pay for ESPN. But the old VPN will be the way to go to watch this.
How I get my porn in Arizona now.
True. But he VPNs to New Mexico, which is about 30 minutes.
Just one state over just to get to my pornography.
But yeah, the whole point is that, look, you're already outraged with Saudi Arabia, with WWE. You're outraged with all the comics that went to Saudi Arabia to perform at that comedy festival. But Israel is the big fucking problem for the entertainment industry. You're seeing other aspects of the entertainment industry that you've been complaining about vocally. People have been complaining about China forever, and you've done nothing about it. So now this is where you're taking the stand with Israel.
Well, guess what, Eric? Your stand against this,
correct,
is not alone. Warner Brothers Discovery has spoken out against the Israeli film boycott, stating that their policies prohibit discrimination of any kind. So they responded to that legal letter regarding calls for a boycott of Israeli film institutions, acknowledging such a pledge would likely violate its internal policies. So Warner Brothers, the beacon of hope, is committed to fostering an inclusive and respectful environment for its employees, collaborators, and other stakeholders. Our policies prohibit discrimination of any kind, including discrimination based off race, religion, national origin, or ancestry. We believe a boycott of Israeli film institution violates our policies, which we respect the rights of individuals and groups to express their views and advocate for causes. We will continue to align our business practices with the requirements of our policies and the law. So the almighty dollar is fine with Warner Brothers.
Well, maybe I misjudged Warner Brothers. based on things I said. Maybe I need to contact David Zaslav and say, hey,
Sure.
look, I've seen the error of my ways. Peacemaker, I'll give an 8 out of 10.
Right. We're readjusting our scores.
Yeah, but I mean, because that's a slippery slope too. Because if you're going to go this staunch because it's heated right now online about being anti-Israel and what they did with all of this stuff, then you're going to protest and to ban, any kind of filming associated with Israel and what have you. What about Israeli actors? Gal
Gadot could go fuck herself. Like, she's terrible.
I mean, she's dumb, but you're going to prevent her from working because she's Israeli now?
Kal-El, no.
Yeah, all of that stuff.
As far as I'm concerned,
that's where that goes. Sorry.
I'm not taking sides only because Golem and Menachem. Okay, fine. I side with Canon Films, and they're Israeli, and they've put out the worst and best movies I've ever seen in my life. So I side with Canon. That's what I'm saying.
Nick Cannon, he's got 19.
That's right. Well,
yeah.
That's who's filming the crew. That's
who's
Nick
doing
Cannon
the crew from having kids.
Nick Cannon, the guy who's talking about TKO.
I was just going to say Nick Cannon spoke out about the. Yeah. All right.
Oh, you mean Nick Cannon? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so yes, that's a whole thing. So they spoke out against it, and so we'll see how that goes. I'm just tired. I just want a good movie. And I want people to stop talking about politics.
You're asking for too much.
I am asking for too much. Speaking of good movies, and that's going to really piss me off talking about this one, Tron may mark the end of Jared Leto's franchise leading days. Tron Aries was a bomb at the box office this weekend.
Everything he's done has been terrible. And you still have He-Man coming out.
Oh, he's going to ruin that franchise too.
No, here's what I'm hoping. If this is picking up steam, I don't know what company is. I know Netflix, but somebody else who's doing He-Man. If there's still a chance for them to boot him out and put a better Skeletor in there,
maybe
you still have a chance to do that. They did it in other movies. Michael J. Fox got into Back to the Future after they've already been shooting a lot of stuff. They've
put in Michael J. Fox as Skeletor.
Yes. If he's just always sitting on the throne.
So you're saying that you have a sword? It's like, no, can't do it.
Shut up, Evelyn.
Doc. So it brought in 10 million less than it was projected on the opening gross. The sci-fi tentpole pulled in a dismal 33.2 million from 4,000 theaters against a net production of $180 million. Overseas, it grossed only 27 million. For a global start of 60.2 million total. Disney was always concerned only diehard fans would show up, which isn't Leto's issue, but the IP problem, basically. They were right. 18 to 24-year-old males, the sweet spot, badly under-indexed, combined with a bland B. Okay, so this is the other thing. The cinema score was a B+. Why is that a bad thing?
Because it's not an A, and it's not close to $1 billion, and that's all they care about. If it's not over 500 million, everything's a failure.
Yeah, so they're saying that Tron will likely retire from the big screen. With Aries flopping, the insider says Leto's currency in town has run colder than Morbius's vampire blood, which is a terrible quote.
Him and the fucking son from Kingdom of the Glowing Skulls from Indiana Jones. What's his name? Transformers movie.
Oh God, yes. Oh God, why am I? This is what happens. I blank, and then I'll fucking know every. I can. No,
it's a good thing that we forgot about these people because there's no need to remember them except when we're here. Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, he's going the Shia LaBeouf route. Stop putting him into everything.
Well, and
nobody gives a shit about him.
He was the Hatbox Ghost, and that was a good movie.
But he was covered. You didn't know till the end of the credits.
That's why I'm hoping Skeletor is going to work because you're not going to see it's Jared Leto.
No, because they were promoting heavily that he's going to be Skeletor.
Anyway, so the insider basically says you could have had Ryan Gosling and it wasn't going to work. No one asked for this reboot. If you say Tron Aries is good, we just need a different actor, you're deluding yourself.
You want to know how it would have worked? More Jeff Bridges. I heard he was in it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't very long. I thought the movie was good. Like, that's the problem.
The Flynn family in the movie about the Flynn family?
Yeah, Laura Flynn Boyle. You can get, all the other Flynn's. Flynn Rider from Tangled live action. I thought the movie was fine. I thought the movie was good. It's not going to be the best thing in the world, but neither were the other Tron movies. That's the problem, is that people are going in thinking, okay, this is going to be the greatest thing in the world, and it's not going to be, but it's fun. It's a fun movie to watch, especially on the big screen. and no one's just going to go see this, and it sucks. It's really and it's happening with everything. Like, the fact that you knew that all you had to wait is 1.5 weeks to see Gabby's Dollhouse at home is the right mentality at this point, because nothing is lasting in the theaters anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I love movies. I love supporting this stuff. But at this point, if I wait a week, I can watch it at home.
It seems the mentality now is that rushing to get to the red carpet stuff, the big lead in, all the talk shows and promotion.
You're spending too much money at this point
for the week to get it out there, because it's not like the movie opens Friday. They keep saying it opens Friday, but by Tuesday, everyone's seen the movie. There's so many days that it's open, but Friday's the big release. You do all that stuff, and then you see what opening weekend is, and then they're already looking, when can we put this out on digital? It's like it's Monday. The movie just came out. Now you're like, well, what date are we releasing this on? Give it some time. They don't let anything breathe anymore.
Well, and that's the problem. They build so much hype that if it doesn't perform well in the first weekend, they write it off as a loss. Like this could have a long tail where word of mouth finally says, okay, it's not bad. We'll leave it in the theater for a little bit. We don't have any releases until December. Let it ride until December. What can you lose? But they won't do it. They'll pull it from theaters in about a week and a half. You'll maybe see it video on demand to try to gain the people wanting to spend the $20 to rent it or own it at home. And then it'll hit Disney Plus by Christmas. And the only movie that they haven't been able to do that with is Fantastic Four. That came out in July. It's barely on video on demand. I think the physical version of it comes out at the end of the month, and then you'll see it on Disney Plus maybe, I think, beginning of November. And that came out in July. I mean, Superman supposedly made money, and that came out way sooner.
They think they're going to make bank with a holiday reveal?
It's possible. I don't know. So
that's how it used to be. The summer blockbuster didn't come out till closer to the holidays, because that would boost DVD and Blu-ray sales.
Yeah, because everyone was getting the new system, like the new game systems or the new video.
It was for
player.
holiday buying, so they would get when people were still collecting the physical media especially collecting for Marvel media stuff. If you were getting steel books or special editions with other kind of cool stuff in there, it's perfect for around the holidays. And then it gave you something to watch again. It's like, oh, I watched that in May, Memorial Day weekend, when some of those movies would come out. Then you'd be almost 6 months removed. You're like, oh, I would go and watch that again because it's been long enough to go and see it again. That's how it used to be.
Yeah.
Now it's like, well, you're waiting too long. It's like, how about you let people develop patience instead of catering? It's got to be now, got to be now, got to be now. Why isn't it working? It's got to be now. Stop with the ADD mentality just because people are online and are fucked up with their phones and all this shit. Stay the course and let people readapt to the way things used to be doing. I'm not saying go back in time to old technology, but you can change behavior. You can influence behavior. Do it. Stop catering to let the behavior influence everything else.
No, it's dumb. It's really dumb, and it sucks because I didn't think it was a bad movie. It's fun to watch, and it'll die on the vine, and we won't get any more. And it sucks because they set it up to be this really good story that could continue on, and we're just you guys, you deserve what you get when you get shitty stuff's coming out soon, because they're not going to make these movies. They're not going to do this kind of stuff. They're just going to give you garbage. You're going to get reality TV, and you're going to get shitty fucking movies, and Pedro Pascal is going to be in everything, and you're not going to have any variety, and it's all you fuckers' fault. Seriously, support some shit. Go out, spend a sawbuck or two. Who fucking cares? What else are you doing in your life? The reality of the world sucks. Go sit in a movie theater for 2 hours and forget about all of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, whatever. Speaking of shit, Taylor Swift. Let's end this. Taylor Swift Eras Tour docuseries and final show concert film coming to Disney Plus, because God forbid she hasn't made enough money off you saps. She's putting out more shit. The full concert film, the Eras Tour, the final show featuring the entire Tortured Poets department set, and the docuseries on the tour are coming to streaming. The movie and the first 2 episodes of the docuseries is coming on Disney Plus December 12th. Swift announced the news, including the 6-episode behind-the-scenes docuseries, on all her socials Monday morning. It was the end of an era, and we knew it. We wanted to remember every moment leading up to the culmination of the most important and intense chapter of our lives. So we allowed filmmakers to capture this tour and all the stories woven throughout as it wound down and film the final show in its entirety. She is like, the more after we spoke about all this stuff, about what she was doing and grifting her fan base, this is just one of those other things where it's like, of course you did. Of course you're going to do this. This is not something people have to buy, but people are going to do Disney Plus again after they got rid of Disney Plus for all the shit that they did just to watch this. I had my daughter's mom reach out to me asking, hey, you know a lot about this stuff. How come I can't find because she's a Taylor Swift fan. She's like, how come I can't find the acoustic stuff on Spotify? I heard it wasn't even on Spotify. I went to, I paid for Apple Music just to get that. I don't see it anywhere. And I was like, oh, it's because you didn't buy it in the 2-hour window she set up that you can buy it for like $5. She goes, are you kidding me? I was like, nope. She's done this to her fan base. She's screwed people over because they're not maybe as plugged in, and now they miss out. And then she'll release some limited edition. She'll have to buy it physically. It's ridiculous how much. I
saw the display in Target.
Yeah, it's like a stand up.
Yeah, and there's all the different versions and stuff that aren't the ones that are 24-hour downloads, 6-hour downloads, 7-hour, all of that shit.
So I mean, it's just the more I'm seeing, the more I'm reading, the more it's like she's not a good person. Like the way she's doing this is beyond greedy.
When do you think the fan base actually, because right now she's still in that period where if anybody says anything about her online or TV clips or something, you get all the Swifties going and defending her at all costs and doing that nonsense. When do you think they actually turn and go, I'm getting a little tired of having to buy the same things over and over for very little value for what I'm paying for?
I think what's happening is you're going to see the people who are aging out of her demographic. Like that started off like they were younger when she was starting off. So they were into like the 1989 album and all those other albums, but they're aging up and they're starting to realize the value of their money and their time and their effort. And they're going to be like, we can't stand for this. I can't go and spend $300 on 5 different versions of something to read some fucking poet, and then they're realizing that this album wasn't as good as it was hyped to be. I mean, she only hyped it for 2 months, like August to October. And so she banked on, I have to hit hard and quick because this is not going to be that great. And you're going to see that older audience go, we're done. So she's got to capture the younger audience. And that's why, you have the big hype to the Eras tour. She's going to put this stuff on Disney Plus and try to gather a younger audience from this. And it's kind of ridiculous. Like she's going to make her wedding a spectacle. It's going to be a whole thing. It's not going to be a personal, intimate moment between her and Travis and, family and friends. It's going to be filmed. It's going to be documented in a way that she can put it out there to further her image. And, it's fake. It's all fake.
Yeah, but something has to give. I don't know what it is because like the fan base has to start turning. I guess it'll be the metrics when sales aren't happening anymore that they finally go, okay, we need to.
Well, that's when you'll see her drop 5 different vinyls of the acoustic sessions. You'll see another merch drop when that happens. It's already in the hopper. The reason they put it out there is what it does is it tells the fan base just because you didn't get it then doesn't mean it's not going to be available later. And when it is, that's when you're going to buy it again.
Gotcha.
It's just going to be a whole thing. And I'm actually kind of getting tired of it. I don't even care that she's featured in the football portion of it. None of that bothered me. It's when you grift your fan base, it annoys me. And I'm like, come on.
We're done, right?
That's it. Let's end with Taylor Swift being a terrible person.
Speaking of merch, pretty sexy fun in the chat. Merch sent me. Tell him we said hello. See how he's doing. What's his show? Nightwave. Rumble. I don't think he has
the crime fighting wave.
Yeah, it's exactly. There's always a talk show host or Fjord. Okay, so there's a great silent film called Saturday Night about Halloween in 1920. It's amazing. I'm not familiar with
I
that.
will be down to watch that. In fact, I'll make a note right now because that's something I would be into.
All right, so let's get out of here. We've done enough show. And as always, it's time for the plugs, where our nation's eyes turn to you, Jordan.
You guys can check me out on Instagram, YouTube, X, maybe.
Are you using Blue Sky?
I pop in every now and then to see what everyone's bitching about. And,
it does nothing.
But I don't post on there. But yeah, at Jinxed Ronan, you can catch me, Jinxed Ronan 79 on Twitch, where we do some video game stuff. If you have an Amazon subscription and would like to use that subscription to use your free Twitch subscription for our show, It's Eric Nagel. Go over there, use the little subscribe button, select Amazon Prime, get a free month, support the show. It costs you nothing extra. Everyone's got Amazon Prime. It's like Netflix at this point. It's a utility. We all have it, but help us out a little bit. That'd be great.
All right. For me, I don't know why it keeps doing that
every time
with the background. It makes no sense. For me and the show across the board on all the social medias at It's Eric Nagel. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, do us a kindness. Put us in the #1 position on the preset there. If you're on Apple and Spotify, go over there, leave us a positive review. It does help out the show. And we also found out at the beginning of this show, which was like, I think yesterday when we started, you can go and pin the podcast up to the top of the list. So if you have a list of podcast stuff, you want to look for us, do the pin job over there. Bring us up. I don't know if there's any benefits to it, but it looks kind of cool if you could do that. Join us live each and every week on the live channels for YouTube and on Twitch, all under It's Eric Nagel. And if you can't do any of that stuff and can only watch it when you have the time, believe me, we get it. Everybody has things to do. Go over to the YouTube channel at It's Eric Nagel, like and subscribe. And that's it. That's the best way that you can help out the show here. Oh no, before we go, I'm seeing these come in. Bagsley with a $4 super chat. Good show. Thank you so much, sir. Very nice. Very appreciated. Wood pit, kind of cheap. No shekels being thrown here. I'm kidding.
We're not that type of show.
Thanks
for nothing.
Each and every week. Wood pit, Night Boys, great show. And yes, the caffeine is crashing. Yeah, it's done. I finished that half an hour ago, and now it's starting to. You'd think 200 milligrams would keep you going longer, but maybe
you're not asleep yet, my friend. I'll be talking you for another 2 to 3 hours.
Another one, Mason K with $10. Good shield.
Shoot.
Oh, good show. Thank you
so
much.
Forgiveness, please.
Very, very, very kind.
Oh, Lars, that kind of little guy hasn't done anything yet. It's probably do something cool.
Doesn't then turn.
Get away from the window.
Oh, I missed it. I knew it.
All you hear is what?
All right, we're stalling. Till the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
And we'll be seeing you.
It's Eric Nagel.
I mean, seriously, his whole shtick is being the world's most indirect asshole.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Eric Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itsericnagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell 2 friends, so they can tell 2 friends, and they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.